Hello and welcome to another episode of Teens on the Road, the one and only podcast for full-time RVing teenagers. I'm your hostess for today, Elizabeth, and here with us today is fellow nomad Kayla, our usual hostess. We will be discussing her thoughts on RV living and some of the experiences she's had over the years. Hi, and welcome to the show.
Hi, Elizabeth. It's weird being here. I feel like I've done this so many times.
You have, so many times. Now it's my turn. We are very happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Now, tell us where you are in the world.
So, right now, I'm in Santa Fe in a little boondocking spot, kind of out in the middle of the nowhere, but really only 15 minutes from town. And we have a
That's
great
nice.
view. We have a wonderful view of the mountains, and the sunsets here are just gorgeous. And so, we're going to be here for a few days.
That sounds amazing. Well, if you know me, you know I'm a sucker for sunsets, so anywhere that has pretty sunsets, you can take me there. I will enjoy it.
Yep.
So
Is there like a place that doesn't have a pretty sunset, though?
Maybe Seattle, because it's rainy and cloudy there all the time.
Good one. All right.
Can't think of any more, though. Unless it's
really.
wintertime, then you know it's cloudy and snowy all the time. It happens.
Yeah.
So what is your family's story?
So our RV story is basically in 2018, my mom was like, I don't know where she got the idea from, but she was like, hey, I want to travel the country in an RV with our children while they're still in the house. I don't want them to grow up and us not being able to visit them. And so she got the idea in her head in 2018. And so around like 2019, really, we started really focusing on this goal of getting an RV and moving into it. What we first wanted to get was a Class A, and we had budgeted $1 million for it. But over time, as we started looking into RVs, we figured we wanted a fifth wheel because we are now teenagers, basically, and need a little more room than just one bunk in a Class A. So 2020 was sucky for everybody, and it kind of held us back a little bit on our plans. But then the end of that year, we found the perfect RV, the perfect truck, and the route there, the truck, you pick up the truck first, and then we went and picked up the rig, and then we came back down to Charleston, and it was just all perfect. It was completely a God thing. And then we took 2 months to renovate the RV, make it ours, and now it looks more like a house than an RV. And we left May 2021 and haven't looked back.
That is an amazing story. And I have seen your camper. Like, it is nice. It is a nice home. It's homey feeling. It's pretty awesome.
That's what we were going for.
So what prompted y'all to start traveling? Like, other than just spending more time with your family together before you move out?
Well, my spirit, and I don't know where she got the specific RV idea, but she's loved traveling always. We would go on like summer vacations. We went on one to like the Florida Springs. We went on one to Asheville, and you know, hotel living out of a suitcase can be pretty difficult. And so that wasn't the route she wanted to take. She wanted to like literally live on the road. And she wanted our house to go with us wherever we went. And so obviously the only plan for that would be the RV. And for some reason, we just needed an RV that money could buy. And so we have a 45-footer with a back porch and a side porch.
Well, the question is, do you use the porches?
Oh, yes.
Then worth it.
Totally worth it. And it gives the illusion of more space. So the RV itself without the porches feels a lot smaller than with them out, just because of, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the windows.
Extra floor space that you can see.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, they are definitely a plus. If you could get a porch, anybody who's listening, if you can get a porch, I totally recommend it.
It may be expensive, but like honestly, porches, just porches. Something about it just feels really homey.
Yeah, really.
So how did you adjust to the change of you know, going from a house to full-time traveling?
So for me, the shift was a little difficult. I had just gone through quite a major, and that always sucks. But especially when you're moving away from everything you know, it extra sucks. And I had been homeschooled for years, and I had like a groove. And I'm not the type of person who likes to shift my groove very often. I wasn't really open to change, and so just the constant moving around, new things. It was good and novel and interesting to me, but it just wore on me. And it was really until I was like 3 4 months in, and I was just like, you know, so many people don't have this opportunity, and this is actually really awesome because I'm seeing so many things and learning so much that I wouldn't have expected. And I remember my dad telling me before that I would be a different person, and I was like kind of scared of that because I liked who I was at the time. And I honestly am a different person, and I'm of the changes that this RV life has brought me.
That's amazing. I love that. Was there something you thought you would hate but ended up liking?
The just moving around. I we were originally thinking to do it for 1 year, so like a state a week. But obviously, if you're on the road for long enough, you know that is not possible. There's just so much to see. Even in the like quote unquote boring states, there's enough to take up a good 2 weeks. And so now it's just like, until we find our forever home, we're just gonna keep going. And so like anything that I would hate, I mean, that was pretty much it, just the changing and the moving around, but I've come to really like it. And also are way more fun now that we have a groove to them. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean when you have that like rhythm and routine. Yeah, it helps. It helps
Like
to
at
have that
first,
routine.
yeah. I mean, when you're at first traveling, then you kind of like are trying to figure out who's doing what, everybody's job is for moving, and then after travel day, you're just exhausted. But now it's like we know what we're doing. We don't go more than 5 hours a day just because our rig is so ginormous and so stressful to drive, and we don't like getting anywhere at night. So that's kind of like a, and it's been so much better. And travel days are so fun, and I get to do school in the car and look out the window, and there's something new, and it's just wonderful.
That's awesome. It's great that you love travel days. Honestly, travel days are stressful. If you
Yeah,
like it and you're in a good mood, it just helps everybody else be in a good mood. It just helps the mood.
that is 100% accurate.
Was there something you thought you would like but ended up hating?
Probably RV parks, actually. I don't hate RV parks per se, but they have their pros. But like, I really like being out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, RV parks, you have like a lot of people and like a lot of noise, and yes, you may have full hookups, but like that's kind of the only pro. I mean, if you find a really good boondocking spot that's not super far, that's definitely a plus. I think I would like the boondocking, but I have, so it's kind of like a both. I didn't think I would like boondocking, but I do, and I didn't, and I thought I would like RV parks, but I don't really. So
Well, that's pretty cool. Do you have any advice for other teens facing this kind of change?
So if it's your first month, 2 month, 3 month in an RV and you're still having trouble with the change and the lack of stability, you have to find what stability. There's always some sort of rhythm and monotony, even if it seems completely chaotic. There is always some kind of rhythm. Like for us, we usually stay somewhere a week and then travel, and then we stay there a week and travel. Unless it's like a full-time families event where we may stay longer, we usually stay somewhere a week and then travel. And so that's like my routine. Be somewhere for a week. I have that amount of time to get my school done, and then I have a travel day to do catch up on school. And then your friends schedules too, so you just have to work with their schedules whenever you want to call them, and you just have to work it out. So I guess if you're a little chaotic, just find the monotony in your life, or I guess the stability in your life would be a better word, and just soak it in. And then also, you are partially in control of your day and your stability. Like, before I started getting up early around 7, I felt completely out of whack, like I couldn't get everything done. But the earlier I got up, the more I had control and the more I felt better about my life and stability there is, and really grab it in your hands and cherish it for what it is.
That is really good advice. Man, if 12-year-old me starting traveling heard that, good job, Kayla. That would have
Thank
helped me
you.
a lot.
Well, I hope some get help from that.
Me too. So, what is a place or experience that you will never forget?
Oh, I have a couple. Place wise, definitely Glacier. I'll probably die before I forget Glacier, and even in heaven, I'll be like, man, I wish I could go back to Glacier National Park because that's just how gorgeous it is. I mean, we went in September, and so it was the time right when the colors are changing, and the aspens were like yellow orange. They weren't quite red yet. That day, I will honestly never forget driving up, going to the Sun Road. It was so beautiful. Oh my gosh.
That sounds amazing. Now I want to go all over again.
Yeah, really. And then another place, we'll do a city this time. Good city. I really liked Boise, Idaho, surprisingly. Because, for one thing, we saw zero litter, we saw zero homeless people. The city was the cleanest city you will ever see. And it almost felt a little because it was like a capital city and there were like big towers and office buildings and stuff, but there weren't that many people there. It was kind of weird. And also because it wasn't major traffic, it was just like Boise, Idaho, where you go to chill, even though it's a big city. They had 2 Trader Joe's there. I mean, it was just a really cool city. And we went scootering around there, and that was really fun too.
That's awesome.
And then
Honestly.
experience I'll never forget. Probably the teen rally. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. That was a righteous time.
Righteous is a perfect word for it.
Yeah, I mean it really was. I like before that there haven't been any other teen events, so it's like you'll get the little kids mixed in and you won't have as many teen events. But like this was so much fun. I mean, we got to do practically everything you would ever want to do as a high schooler in a week, and it was just so fun.
It was so much fun. The college tour, there was prom, we had like a teens night out. Man, it was fun, and I really hope they do that again
Yeah, me
because
too.
the more teens that get to experience that, especially if they really want to, yeah, it'll be
So
great.
yeah, really. Hope they do it again. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed I'll get to go next time too. All right, so what is your bucket list for the future? Or
Oh man.
one awesome thing from your bucket list, like your number one.
Yeah, my number one is definitely the Grand Canyon. We were so close. We were 90 miles away from it. We were in Zion and we had to go all the way around the park because if you have a dually, there's actually like a tunnel in Zion. And if you have a dually, then you're too wide for the tunnel and they have to basically clear out the tunnel and wait for everybody to go through. You have to stop traffic basically for your dually, which is like kind of funny, but also they don't do it after 6. So we stayed 6, and so we had to drive all the way around Zion. And we actually just dipped into Arizona, and we were 90 miles from the Grand Canyon. And I'm so salty that we didn't get to go. But I think we're going this winter, and that's somewhere place that I've always wanted to go. I don't really know why. The desert's okay. Always been my number one, and I'm so excited that we get to see it soon, sometime soon.
That's awesome. The only time I've been to the Grand Canyon was when I was like 4 and we were driving through, and there's like this one picture of little me, and I think I might have been younger than 4 because my mom was still pregnant with my little brother. Like,
Mm,
it was that long ago.
yeah,
But I am very glad you get to do that very
hopefully,
soon, too.
fingers crossed. God, we
Fingers
we
crossed.
go to the Grand Canyon.
So, where's a place you would never, ever go again?
Never go again. I have a couple. I mean, one, probably everybody's expecting this, but Oklahoma City. Sorry, y'all. I have relatives there, so I would go there again, but like only for them, pretty much. I mean, other than my family there, there's not a lot that I would do. And then second is probably salt. I mean, it was a
Oh
nice
my
time,
goodness, I've heard about it.
but like it was just had a weird vibe, and I don't know. It was very dry, and like the salt lake there made the atmosphere weird or something. So I wouldn't go there again. But other than that, we haven't stayed in a lot of like bad or shady places. So that's the nice thing about traveling is like you get to avoid. That's another
You're like,
plus.
okay, so we don't like this place. We don't have to come back. We don't have to live
Exactly.
here. We don't have to visit again. There's no obligation
I
unless
know
you
it's
have family
wonderful.
there. If you
Yeah.
have family there, then it's kind of a given, but
Yeah.
it happens.
I know.
So, if you could, what would you change about your RV setup? Even though you said it already feels like a home, what would you change?
Hmm. I might have my own room. That'd be nice if I rigged 10 feet longer. You know? That'd be cool. I mean, I don't mind sharing with her, my sister, because we aren't in here very much anyway, so that's not super bad. Um, I'd probably because right now they just kind of like crowd my closet by my clothes, and my closet's not very big, so I might have a shoe place because now they're just like shoved in there, and it doesn't look very pretty, and it matters to me, and it kind of irks me every time I look at it, but I have to deal with it.
Are you
And
an organizer?
oh, 100%. I have
That's
so
why.
many. Yes, I'm a little OCD. I used to be really OCD. I've toned it down, but even now, I'm still like, I'd like it to be clean, please.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can be the same way.
I know exactly what I would bring. I would have room for all of my books because I have maybe a fourth of all of my books here. I have a bookshelf here, but I only have like a fourth of them here, and I miss the rest of them so much. That
All
would
right,
be
so
number one.
you need 10 feet of bedroom full with, like, I don't know, one whole wall for shelves for books. And then on the other wall, you could have this nice closet for all your clothes to hang up. And then on the bottom, you got this long storage for all your shoes.
Yeah, I don't ask for much, do I?
No way, 10 feet extra on a camper.
I know. We actually saw a camper that was like 7 Salt Lake City, which is kind of a coincidence, but it was ridiculous. I don't think that thing moves. I think they just kept adding on and they like permanently live there. But it was super long. It had 5 slides.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I wouldn't want to move it either. Can you imagine trying to get it even in a Walmart parking lot?
No,
Like, you can't fit in a campground. Maybe boondocking.
maybe.
Maybe.
But you have such like a long wheelbase that like it would be hard to go over any bumps.
Man, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any RV tips or tricks?
Well, a couple of my organizational tips are kind of hard to do over audio, but I would say fold that's I think the easiest one is just fold your clothes because if you shove all of your clothes in a drawer, they're not going to fit as well as if you fold them. I know it's going to take longer, but you will 50% more room in a drawer if you fold your stuff. It
Oh my
irks me.
goodness.
It irks me when people don't fold their clothes. Like we will have so much more space for more clothes to put in there if you just fold them.
I know, right? My little brother. He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot of clothes, but he used to shove all of them randomly in the piles that they came in after my parents, already folded them. Here's your clothes, put them away. He would just shove them in whatever drawer they fit in.
Ugh, that just hurts my heart. If you're in an RV, you have to save space. You have to find any way possible that you can save space. And the easiest way to do that with your clothes is just to fold your clothes. Just fold.
Yeah, and with mine, I have a small closet-like space that I hang my clothes on. Some, winter sweaters or nicer shirts. And then with all the rest of my cubbies, I roll up my shirts, I roll up my pants, and it makes more room. and they're a lot easier to get out without ruining the whole pile of clothes that's folded on top of it. I found that it works a lot better for grabbing something, going to change, and you're good to go instead of trying to lift up a pile of folded t-shirts, for example, to get this one underneath. And
Yeah.
then when you're in a rush, you're pulling it from the bottom and then you mess up the whole stack. And yeah,
Yeah.
I've been there.
Well, the burrito thing and then make them vertical, you know?
That's what I do
That's cool.
with a little laziness because they're not like perfect, but
Right.
know.
No rubber band, but you know, good enough. I heard another trick the other day that's like stuff your decoration pillows with jackets and shirts, which I thought was pretty cool.
What?
If you look, you could just stuff your pillows with your winter clothes and it won't take up a lot of space.
What if you want pillows in the wintertime?
Uh, you get blankets.
You shove 4 pairs of shorts in there.
Yeah, exactly. That's where you do the winter summer change out. You just put the denim in there and make it a little more lumpy.
It's a smart idea. Not sure how it would work in wintertime, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Summer RVing.
All right. Do you have any closing thoughts or questions for me?
Closing thoughts. Well, I just want everybody to know that I love being your podcast host, and I wanted to say thank you, Elizabeth, for recording with me and making this so fun today. And for being on
You're
my first
welcome.
episode. Thank you for that.
I mean, I was the first person you brought the idea to, so of course I had to be the first one on it.
Exactly.
You know, it was like you're gonna make a podcast for teenagers? Kayla, can I be the first one? Can I be the first one? Can I be the first one? Let me be the first one. I'm so
That's
excited
not
for
what
this.
happened at all. I asked you.
Fair, but that was my reaction in a nutshell.
Gotcha. Okay.
Exaggerated a little bit, but
Well, you held it back quite well, I have to say, if that's what you were feeling.
it was over text, so
Yeah, pretty much. All right. Well, I don't have anything else. Did you enjoy being a host today? That's my question for you.
I think it was pretty fun. You know, at first I had to get that momentum going, but it's fun. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I think you're a better hostess than me.
Sweet. I thought you were a great hostess, though.
The point is not that I'm a great hostess. The point is that you're a better hostess.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not saying that I'm terrible. Goodness gracious,
That's
Kayla.
true. That's true. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for being my hostess today.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Thank you for being a guest today and for letting me interview you. Lots of fun.
Yeah.
And thanks to all you nomads out there for listening. If you want to be on the podcast, say hi, or follow us on social media, check out our link below. And be sure to share Teens on the Road with your friends. Thanks again for listening and have fun out there.